reminder. Okay, I'm going to disable the chat. Do that.
That was my fault, everyone.
It's okay. Thanks, Maddie, for doing the recording. Okay, guys, once more, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're calling from. We welcome our founders. We love you, founders, but we welcome the guests and we love the guests even more because that means our family size is about to increase. And if you're a guest, whoever invited you, I know Larry mentioned this earlier, that person must love you so much. Count yourself very lucky. I'm going to be talking to you today about a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Yes, it is a once in a lifetime. You will never see it again. And the way I do that is I simply tell you my story, right? Mark Twain once said, as long as you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. And I love that. So I just tell the truth. I've been in the US for just over 36 years now. And during that time, I have been working like everybody else. Seems as if life is synonymous to work for most of us. Sometimes I did 2 jobs just to make ends meet. For the most part, like Maddie said earlier, I've worked in the IT industry. So I've been making relatively good money. However, because I have a big family here in the United States and outside of the United States, I've always needed to make extra income. Long time ago, I stumbled upon the works of Mr. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people on earth. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you are gonna work until you die. Now, that statement resonates with me. Every time I go to sleep, I'm asking myself, am I making money or not? If I feel like I'm not, I just don't sleep very well. That's me. So I've started looking for ways to make money, passive residual income, as they call it, even while I was working. So believe it or not, just over 4.5 years ago, I tendered my resignation for corporate America. Not because I had a lot of money, but because I needed money. I recall a colleague looking at me and saying, Charles, you must be very fortunate. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, on the contrary, I have been working for so long, over 30 years, and I just can't seem to save up the kind of money that I would love to. So there's got to be another way. I remember Robert Einstein, he said, you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. That is his definition of insanity. And I agreed with him. So I decided to quit, to stop working and do things differently. I got myself an office space in Maryland in the United States. And just over 2.5 years ago, a trusted friend of mine walked into my office and said to me, Charles, I have this opportunity to share with you. And I said to him, sure, just so you know, prior to retiring, I had been studying rigorously the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is this: you bring them an opportunity. They will look at it. Yes, they will look at it inside out before making an informed decision. So I pretended to be one of them that day. And I told my friend, I am going to look at this opportunity for sure. But first, I have 3 questions for you. like prerequisites. We got to go past this question. Save you time, save me time. This opportunity that you are bringing to me today, if I do not recruit, if I cannot sell to even one person, am I going to make money? And when I say money, I mean real money. Enough money to give me financial freedom. If you recall, I had retired, so I had time freedom. So, but you must have the two. You must have financial freedom and time freedom if you want to get total freedom. So that's why I asked my friend that day, with this opportunity, if I cannot recruit or sell to even one person, am I going to be able to make that kind of money? And he said to me, Charles, you will be able to make enough money to leave a legacy for your children, your children's children, and beyond. That sounded like music to my ears, if you can imagine. I said, okay, let's go to question number 2. With this opportunity, am I going to have to come up with money out of my pocket every month to pay some bill every month? In the industry, they call it auto-ship. Am I going to have to pay a monthly auto-ship? He said to me, Charles, that wouldn't be necessary. When this company launches, you will come out of pocket once and you're done. I was beginning to love this, but I had one more question. The last, but certainly not the least. And I asked him, does this company have a legitimate, viable product? Well, Maddie talked about this earlier. Viability. Products got to be viable. By legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind, you and I, we need on a daily basis. Think about your cell phone. If you don't have your cell phone today, you're not going to die, but life will be miserable. Think about Wi-Fi, internet access. You go anywhere, the first thing you ask, what's your Wi-Fi here? Well, if you don't have it, you're not going to die, but you're going to be miserable. That's viability. And if a company doesn't have these viable products, that company, believe me, my friends, it is a time bomb. It's a matter of time before it falls. So I asked my friend that day, does this company have legitimate, viable products? He said to me, Charles, you have an extensive IT background. You can understand these products better than me. And I said, okay. So I went, took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, my friend, should this company succeed in what they're trying to do, we are going to have an internet quake. I don't know if that would exist, to tell you the truth. I was thinking of earthquake right away, and I said internet quake, a shakeup of the internet. But I also told him, we are going to have to wait a while, maybe 5 years, maybe more. He didn't like that because he's like all of us. We all like instant gratification. We all want to make money now. So he asked me, Charles, why would you say that? I said, well, you told me to look at the products. I did. And I understand what they are doing. They're using artificial intelligence, AI for short. Artificial intelligence, my friends, is a disruptive technology. What do I mean by that? A disruptive technology is one that comes every once in a while and will change the way we do things, such as the internet. In other words, it will disrupt our lives. AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding. For those of you who are in software development, you will agree with me that is time consuming. And that is why I told my friend, we're going to have to wait a while. We're going to have to buckle up and enjoy the roller coaster. But I also told him, I don't care how long we have to wait. I need to be part of this company right now. I had something called FOMO, fear of missing out. I had missed out on a few opportunities earlier on in my life. I wasn't going to miss out on this one, not for any length of time and not at any cost. So I also asked him, how much is it going to cost me to be part of this opportunity today? And I was expecting some humongous amount of money, maybe $20,000, maybe more. And I had my credit cards ready. Thankfully, in the United States, we don't need cash. All we need are some plastics. And I had a few of those at that time. But my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, you won't believe this. It's only going to cost you $97. 97. I said to him, you've got to be kidding, right? You did not drive all the way to my office just to come mess with me, right? And he said, nope, I'm serious. I said, okay, here's my card. Put it on there. By the time we were done, it had costed me $102. So yes, there is a small charge, $5 charge when you use credit or debit card. That's for the banks. But this opportunity is $97. I told him, consider that dinner for two. But I also told him, I don't have 5 years or more to be monitoring this business. I've got to put food on the table. So you call me, you text me, you email me, you do whatever it takes. Get me informed when they are closer to launch. He said, deal. 8 months later, he gave me a call. Charles, the CEO of this company wants to talk to all of us in 1 week's time. Can you make yourself available? And I said, why not? 1 week later, I hopped on the call and there was Mr. Ash Mofara. Mr. Ash Mofara is the CEO and founder of this company. Mr. Ash Mofara, for those of us who have been here for some time, we have come to know and love him dearly. Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I can assure you, he will help us make tons of money, but also, and more specifically, because of his heart for humanity. My friends, I can assure you there are so many geniuses out there. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, just to name a few. All of these guys have the brains. They're geniuses. But do they have the heart? Well, as you come to join us, you'll find out. That's why a lot of us leaders, we resonate with our CEO so very well. But mind you, I was listening to him for the very first time. And I hopped on the webinar and he goes, folks, we are closer to launch than ever before. So I'm confused. It was just 8 months earlier, I told my friend, we're going to have to wait for 5 years or more. Now, all of a sudden, this dude is telling us that we are closer to launch. And I'm saying to myself, or I'm asking myself, whom is he kidding? I know what they're trying to do. But the least I did was it got my attention. So I was listening keenly. He went on and he said, we have gone to Bangalore in India. Now, if you look behind me, you're going to see a building that says OnPassive. This building is in Hyderabad. It's in high-tech city. This building was leased for 9 years, just around December 2020. At that time, this building was non-existent. Mr. Mofara had gone to Bangalore and he had leased 2 floors in a high-rise building. And he went on, he said, we have hired 200 engineers. And these engineers have been working day and night to make sure our dream is realized. So now in my head, I am thinking most startup companies are going to have 20 to 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day. I know, because I've been part of a few of those. When Mr. Mofara goes to India, I call it the source, because India has the best IT folks there. He did not get 20 or 25 engineers. No. He got 200 of them, the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And they're not working 20 or 25, sorry, they're not working 40 hours a week like most people do, 8, 9, or 10 hours a day. These guys are working around the clock. These guys are taking turns to make sure this baby is born. So now in my head, I am thinking, okay, with this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to cut time frames. With this kind of a resource, yes, you are able to do in 2 or 3 years what is supposed to take 5 or 6 years. So my belief factor goes up. Mr. Mofara continues. We have had some unethical folks amongst us, amongst founders like you and I. So we're going to come up with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. If you want to participate with this company, you're going to have to sign them. I'll let Mr. Redfern talk to you about NDA some more later. But 2 months later, he called up another meeting and said, folks, NDAs are out. Go sign them up. I looked at it and it occurred to me. It was a long document. And I am not an attorney, not by any stretch of the imagination. But when I was done reading that NDA, it occurred to me that this is that time. I told my friend, call me, text me, email me, do whatever it takes, get me informed. This is that time. I looked at the time, money, energy spent from the time I joined up until then. And I knew straight away, I've got to roll up my sleeves. I've got to get involved. We are about to change the world. I called up a few friends to my office. I said, hey, my friends, we are going to have to spread this word massively. Those who have ears can listen, can hear, take it in. Those who do not, we have done our part. That's all we can do. So we brainstormed and we decided on Zoom. Thanks to technology, with Zoom, all you need is a smart device. It can be an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, doesn't matter. You need internet access, data, as you guys call it back in Africa, and you are in. So what is this company I'm talking to you about? OnPassive. You can see behind me. And that name was not given by chance. It's a passive opportunity. That means you come in, when the company launches, you pay a little subscription fee one time, and that's it. Money in your bank account, day in, day out. The engineers, the employees of OnPassive will be working on your behalf. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Mofara, graduated with a master's in e-commerce. He went back to Harvard, did some more studies on online businesses. This guy has a knack for AI, artificial intelligence. that disruptive technology I just mentioned to you all a few moments ago. He's a guru when it comes to traffic. Maddie mentioned earlier, he learned how to do traffic. So what is traffic, my friends? Traffic is so important. We're going to have to spend a couple of minutes on it. Traffic is the most fundamental element in any business. It doesn't matter whether this business is online or offline. But I know that most of us have an age. Most of us are more used to traditional business, meaning offline businesses. So we're going to start there. What is traffic offline? Say you have a business and I have the same business. And it can be any business. It can be a car dealership. It can be a barber shop, a hair salon. It doesn't matter. But let's just take a restaurant. Only because I love food and I know everybody eats at some point in time. So you and I have the same kind of restaurant, same chef, same title, same everything except location. Your restaurant is located in a busy area, in a shopping mall. My restaurant is located in a back alley. It is hidden. Well, your restaurant is going to fare better than mine. And here is why. People are going to come to that shopping center, minding their own business, to do their hair, their nail, maybe buy some clothes, or just window shopping. Eventually, they will get hungry. They will look up, spot your restaurant, wander into your restaurant, and the end result of that is what? Sales. My restaurant, on the other hand, they're going to have to know that it is there. They are going to have to leave their homes deliberately to go there. Because of that, it suffers. It suffers from what? Traffic. So what then is traffic? The people, the customers coming in and out of your business. It's that simple. What about traffic online? But before we go there, I just want to say this. In this digital day and age, if you have an offline business like that restaurant, you better get yourself an online presence. Otherwise, you will be smoked by your competition. And the reverse is not true. You can have a very successful business online without any offline presence, and you'll do just fine. Typical example, Amazon, the richest company on earth. So what am I saying? Here's what I'm saying. It is true that we have lots of businesses offline, millions upon millions of them. But it is also true that we have more businesses online than we do offline, billions of them. And all of these businesses thrive on traffic too. So what is online traffic? Clicks, simply clicks. If you have a business online, the first thing that needs to happen for you to make a sale, someone needs to come and click on it. No clicks, no sales. The more the clicks, the more the sales. So we have businesses online making a killing just by driving traffic, driving customers, people to others, all those billions of businesses online. Typical example, Google. And then we have something called targeted traffic, our bread and butter. What is targeted traffic? Say you go online and you're searching for a TV, and somebody walks behind you and whispers on your ear, go to charlesoson.com. And the moment you go there, all you see are TVs, all kinds of TVs, all colors, all prices, all shapes. Chances of you buying, very high. So that store just got itself a targeted traffic. Some customer looking for what it is offering. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Ash Mofara, is the master in the game, is the best in the game of driving targeted traffic. And because of that, you and I can dream. He proved himself. When he graduated, he joined a few companies, got involved with a few companies, drove traffic to them, lots of traffic. He made some millions in the process, yes. And those companies also made a lot of money. But most of them folded. Why? When I told you guys earlier, no legitimate, viable product, any company is just a time bomb. So Mr. Mofara and his family, notably his wife, they are going to sit together and they are going to say, we need to stop doing this. We need to stop sending customers, people, to businesses that are eventually going to go out. We're going to start our own. We're going to have legitimate, viable digital services. We're going to have founding members, you and I. We're going to drive traffic to them because we're the best in the game. They make money. We make money. Everybody is happy. That's the birth of OnPassive, my friends. So just over 3 years ago, very important, 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, there was no pandemic. There was no COVID-19. These guys were just visionaries. And they're going to sit and say, hey, statistics show that we have over close to 8 billion people on Earth, 8 billion on Earth. But at any point in time, 7 million out of those 8 billion are online. And now that's 7 million over 3 years ago. You can imagine what it is today. But 7 million is still a lot. What kind of services are these people looking for? So we can provide them. Well, some of these people online are doing banking, online banking. I know that. I do that sometimes twice a day. And I know a bunch of you do that as well. And when we do these things, there are companies that are monetizing. So these folks at OnPassive, they're going to say, guess what? We have AI, artificial intelligence, at the back of our palms. We can do that too, even better. Some of us online, we are on our favorite social media. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I love Facebook. But when we are on Facebook, what are we doing? We are sending texts, messages, photos to family members, friends, colleagues, classmates. Guess what we are doing? It's called community. And these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI, we can have our own community. Even better, as you come to join us, we already have a strong community. Over 919,000 today. And it is growing rapidly by the minute. Some of us online are doing what? E-commerce, email marketing, drop shipping, bulk emailing. If you don't know, there are people online making or earning 6-7 figure income just doing email marketing. I know that. I thought about it once upon a time. And these guys are going to say, you know what? With AI at the back of our hands, we can do that too, even better. Some of us online, we are video conferencing, just like you and I right now. If you can see me or you can hear me or both, it means you went to Zoom, some application called Zoom. You put in some ID and there you are. Believe it or not, the founders, the owners of Zoom, they're monetizing on our services as we speak. And Zoom is not the only one. We have Skype, we have AnyMeeting, we have Cisco WebEx, we have Google Hangouts, we have Microsoft Teams, a plethora of more than 25 of them. All of them making serious money, especially after the pandemic, since the pandemic. But Zoom is the most popular of all of those. And why? Because it is the most user-friendly, but not for long. You guys wait, just wait. Few short months until you see our O Connect, our own video conferencing platform. Those of us who have been with the company for some time, we've been lucky enough to get a sneak peek of it. It is clearer, images are clearer, 3D. It is more secure, end-to-end encrypted. It is scalable. And above all, guess what? At a lower price point, like my friend Mike Ellis always says, it is more affordable. Now, let's focus on Zoom today because today is still their day until we launch. Prior to COVID-19, Zoom was averaging over 10 million participants a day. April 20th, 2020, the same company took a statistic. That number had risen to over 300 million participants a day. November 30th, 2020, Forbes magazine came out with a report. Zoom had made more profits than ExxonMobil, the decades-old American oil company. Do you guys know why? Ever since the pandemic, more and more people going virtual. Universities, high school, middle school, elementary schools, churches, going virtual. My friends, the world is going virtual, and OnPassive is simply going to help us monetize. Let's talk about another virtual product, Virtual Private Network, VPN. What is that? It's a fancy name. Fancy name for a tunnel. A tunnel that cuts across a major network such as the internet. It provides for privacy. Employers use it so that their employees can access corporate data without fear of bad guys, without fear of hackers. Ever since the pandemic, more and more companies asking employees to work from home. Microsoft, Facebook, Google, even the federal government. So what does that mean? Somebody is monetizing on those services. And these guys at OnPassive, they're going to say, you know what? With AI, we can have our own virtual private network. Super, super smart, end-to-end encrypted, more scalable, and above all, guess what? At a lower price point. Cheaper than what you can find out there. More affordable. So let me tell you this, my friends. When OnPassive launches, the big players in this space, like Cisco Networks, they are going to know there is a new sheriff in town. Yes, they will know. Let's talk about another service. Search engine optimization, SEO. That's big. And that is a mouthful. What is it? We know of search engines. We know of Yahoo. We know of Bing. And for those of us Apple enthusiasts, we know of Safari. But every one of us should know of Google. It is so popular. It is a verb these days. Somebody says, hey, what do you know about this? Google it. It's a verb. You can go to Google 10 times a day, 100 times a day to search for something. It is free. We all go to Facebook 100 times a day, free of charge. You can go to Google to get an email address, 10 of them, 20 of them, free of charge. Sounds like everything is free, right? Yet, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. So here is the multi-billion-dollar question I have got for you. How do they make money? Believe it or not, SEO is one of the biggest ways of making money. And here's how that works. You go to Google today to search for something, and it can be anything. It can be a watch, it can be a phone, it can be anything. But I just want to use a camera only because I do market my cameras through Google. So you go to Google and you type in camera. A bunch of them are going to pop up. And one of them certainly from my store. Now, if you click on that camera from my store, you just costed me money. You don't have to purchase. You don't have to buy it. They call it pay-per-click. So what does Google say? You market something through us, and a customer comes looking for that item. We are going to optimize our search, hence search engine optimization, bring it to the top so that they can see it, eyeballs. The minute they see it, our job is done. If they don't buy it because your stuff is too pricey, if they don't buy it because your stuff doesn't have the quality that they're looking for, none of our business. Our job is done. So a small business person like me, very, very small, almost insignificant, and I'm paying Google averagely $400 a month. You can imagine. You can imagine what the big players are doing. You can imagine companies like United Airlines, Walmart, Air France, all of these big companies from different countries. They're paying a lot of money. And that is why they are a multi-billion-dollar company. I also pay Microsoft because why? Microsoft bought over a company called Bing, revamped the search engine, and they are in money. People like us pay them month in, month out. We just put a credit card on the file. That's it. I'm paying a company called GoDaddy. Why am I paying them? Domain name service, DNS. So what is a domain name? I just told you guys earlier. We have billions upon billions of companies online, billions. And every company online has to have a domain name. And somebody is lodging those domain names. Somebody is monetizing. Well, guess what? AI, OnPassive is going to use AI, and we are also going to monetize on domain names. We are also going to monetize on SEO, AI-driven, super smart. They're going to use that SEO, bring traffic to us. By the time a customer types the first character, that search engine with AI behind the scene is going to know where they are headed. My friends, when OnPassive launches, the big players in this space, they are going to know there's a new kid on the block, believe it or not. So what am I doing? I'm giving you the services that OnPassive is putting together using artificial intelligence, right? The ones that we can relate to, the ones that we know, we use every day. Some of us, most of us. But OnPassive also has the ones that companies use, like virtual learning. A lot of people use them, tracking. So there are many of them, over 50 of these products, virtual products, OnPassive, putting them together in one place, under one umbrella. In IT, we call it single sign-on. And here's what's happening. These are integrated. That's a big word for you to take home today. No company on earth has ever succeeded in doing that. At OnPassive, we are 99% there. So, my friends, I told you earlier, with OnPassive, you do not have to recruit or sell to make money. With OnPassive, you do not have to come out of pocket every month to pay some ownership. And with OnPassive, we have legitimate, viable products. That is value. And I want to promise you, if you find a company today with all these three things in one place, you contact a lot of us here, and we will be your first customer, guaranteed. Now, with all this value, what is it going to cost you today to become a founder with OnPassive? I am going to let my friend and partner, Mr. Red Reffen, go over that with you guys. Mr. Red has been with this company almost from inception. He knows everything that anybody can know about this company. Yes, it is true. There's still a lot to learn because we learn every day, but nobody better than Red to give you this info. Mr. Red, take it over.
Thank you very much, Charles and Marty, for the introduction at the beginning, and Landry as well. Fantastic, Charles. Do you know something? You watch my explanation of OnPassive. You love mine you know something? I absolutely love yours. Your story to be told is from the heart. It's truthful and is exactly what you see in OnPassive. We're very lucky here to have Mike Ellis along with us as well. And if you get the chance as well, guys, go over and have a look at Mike Ellis's explanation of OnPassive as well. We all tell a different way of explaining OnPassive, but you know something? The one thing that is true is we are very passionate about OnPassive, and the way we see OnPassive is individually different, but there is a true story behind it. So we've listened to Charles here about what OnPassive can do for you. And this is about the founder's position here right now. Remember, when we launch to the world, we are going to be a customer-based business with all of these digital viable products that Charles has told us about it. But right now, right here, is your opportunity to join us on this fantastic journey with OnPassive to become a founder. So what is it actually going to cost you? Charles has already mentioned that it's going to cost you for this founder's position right here, right now. It's going to cost you $97 US. So how do you join as a founder? Quite simply, you get back in contact with the person who has invited you here today, and you say to him, you say, fantastic, I loved what I've seen. Can you give me some more information? I want to sign up. He or they will then give you a registration link. Okay, you just pop in your first and last name and email address, click the send button, and up after that will pop up a registration field. Within that field, okay, stick all that details in, and then you'll have your payment options. Depending on where you live in the world, you can pay by Visa or debit card. Charles has already said that will cost you $102 because of the $5 admin fee from the banks. But you can also pay by crypto and various other options as well, depending on your country. Once you've sent that off, guys, the next thing you will see when you try to log back in is this thing that Charles mentioned earlier on. It is a thing called the NDA. This is a non-disclosure agreement. As Charles said, it's very long. It's 5 whole pages of a lot of big words and languages. I'm not really sure what they mean. You can actually give it to a solicitor, lawyer, or anybody in those fields to read over it. You can print it off and give it to them before you sign it if you want to. But that is there for not only your protection as a founder and customer of OnPassive, but also for the company as well. This shows exactly how serious we are, how serious this company OnPassive is, not only to protect itself, but also protect the people who are involved in it. So if you want to give it a read, give it to someone, then that is entirely up to you. But right all the way down to the bottom, there's 2 check boxes, okay? If you check both of those, and then there is a little square, you can digitally sign it with a smart device, or you can digitally sign it on your laptop or desktop. Now, the other payment you'll have to make, okay, with OnPassive, you will only ever pay twice out of pocket. Once to become a founder, that's $97 right now. The next time you will come out of pocket, the next payment that you make is when we have the global launch. This is when we change over from the founders through to being a customer-based business. This is what we call our global launch. And then to activate your account at that global launch, you will be paying around about $250, there or thereabouts, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, US dollars. This is to activate your account. This is to physically pay OnPassive to do all of this work that Charles has said, okay, on our behalf. They will go out there, they will market for us, they will get customers for us, and in return, these customers will fall into our customer base, and we, as the founders, will be making a commission from these people. This is what gives us our residual income at the end of the day, by customers purchasing one of our digital, in need, viable, legitimate products and services right now. So have in your mind here, I'm only paying twice out of pocket, $197 to be a founder and one of $250 there or thereabouts. So if you have in your mind, what's this going to cost me? It's going to cost me around about $350 US or there or thereabouts. Now, before I carry on and hand it back over, there's a couple of things I want you to bear in mind about not only this presentation, but also about our CEO and founder, Ashma Farah, about what he is actually trying to do for us people, the normal everyday guy on the street as founders. Now, the other day, if you remember, a couple of months back, there was all these billionaires. They were going up into the sky, having this "I want to be first into space" tit for tat. Guess what? One of these guys was the richest man in the world, and as Charles has said earlier, the most profitable company in the world, which was Amazon. Jeff Bezos, he went up there, he came back down again, he got out of his spaceship, and the first words out of his mouth was, "I would like to thank my employees and my customers for giving me the money for me to be able to do this." This is why he is the richest man in the world, because he wants to keep all of that profit of his company to himself, so he can go off in his jollies and play Mr. Playboy all over the place. We has got a CEO, like Charles has said, who has got a heart for humanity. He is built OnPassive for one reason and one reason only, for the likes of you and I, for the 97% of people who try and make a living online, who have that desire to want to make some extra online. We're not talking about people who want to make millions online. We're talking about the average person who wants to make a little bit of extra because they want some better things in their life. There is no mistake why the founder's fee is $97. That is to represent the 97% of the people who cannot make it online. He is giving us the opportunity to make a lot of money. Now, with Jeff Bezos, this is a little known fact for you. They've been in inception now for around 20 plus odd years. But also, did you know that Amazon has produced 40,000 millionaires in its inception, and they don't even want to give any of their money away? Our CEO and founder wants to give the majority of his profits away. It could be anything up to 65% of the profits of the company that come back to us as founders. Can you imagine in the years to come where we as founders will be within this amazing company that is going to take the internet space by storm in a few short months? Now, the last thing I am going to leave you with is that your decision that you have today, right now, will affect you, your family, and people around you, and actually your community, to be precise, in 2 years' time. These decisions that you make today will have an impact on your life. Just visualize where you are going to be in a couple of years. Have this vision of what you want to happen to your life in these couple of years to come. With OnPassive, this is the vehicle for you to get where you want to be in those 2 years. So have a good think about it, guys. We would love to have you on board on this OnPassive journey as a founder before that founder's position will cease to exist. And it will cease to exist, guys, on the day of our global launch. We sincerely hope that you do get back to the person who has invited you here today. If nothing else, get back in contact with them, speak to them. We have got zero to hide with OnPassive, and that is why we collectively are all here now, not only to explain the OnPassive opportunity for you, but also stay here right now and answer any of your questions. Charles, back over to you.
Thank you, Red. Always a pleasure listening to you. Great addition. And I am sure that Mike might have another little something for our guest. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, thanks, Charles. Both of you, absolutely stellar job on describing OnPassive and what it's doing, along with Marty. We're in a really, really unique position to be with a company that's doing things that have never been done in the history of the world, in any business, anywhere. And you have an opportunity to come in, like Red and Charles talked about, and actually have a way forward to take care of that bottom line, to meet those financial needs that you have, and develop an income and residual income that is very, very difficult to do, whether you're online or offline. It's just a hard thing to do. And OnPassive was structured in a way, this is the way Ash did it. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to change lives. And he structured OnPassive in a way that'll give you a way forward and the ability to start taking care of yourself and your family the way you want to. So continue to explore OnPassive. Come on in, become a founding member of OnPassive, $97. Lock yourself in the company and the pay structure of the company, and then get ready. As you've heard from all of us here, we're very, very close to the global launch of OnPassive. And when that happens, everything changes, including your life, including your financial future. So come on in, become a founding member, stay plugged in, continue to learn about OnPassive. Believe me, it just gets better and better and better. Charles, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. So well said. Guys, like I said earlier, we have amongst all of us here over 100 years of experience, believe it or not, okay? So I am pretty sure if you're a guest here, I'm pretty sure there is no question that will be beyond all of us, okay? So feel free, we're gonna let you come to the panel and get that friendly exchange. We are very, very friendly. It's not a hostile environment. We're not trying to make you come in because frankly, whether you come in or not, with or without you, we are all set, believe me. We are just continuing with our CEO's heart to try and help as many people as possible. That's why we are here. And Larry, please, can you help moderate, bring those who have questions for the guests only? I know we had a founders only meeting on Thursday where there were some very mouth-watering updates. Some founders may have missed it. Some founders may have misunderstood some things and are expecting to hear about it today. This is the wrong date. This is the wrong place. The right place is on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have our founders only roundtable. Today, we just want to get our guests. And for those guests who are going to become founders today, you can join us also on Monday and get more information, okay? So Larry, make sure the ones that are coming up are guests. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maddie, Charles, Red, and Mike. With the information you have given, it's more than enough for anybody to make an informed decision. But we all know that there may be need for clarification and questions, and they are still here for you folks. So raise your hand electronically to be promoted into the panel. Show your video while your hand is raised. We'll ask you to go ahead and ask your question. It will be answered and we return to the attendees. So at this point, I'm taking in a few hands that has been raised. Okay. All right. I'm bringing in Maro and Kores at peacecommodores.com. Then Tia is also coming in right now. Okay. I have Maro in. Maro, are you there? Maro? Tia, can you hear me, please? Tia, can you hear me? Corels?
I see that Maro has unmuted. Maybe they're trying to say something.
Yeah, but I can't hear her. Okay, Corels, I can see your picture and that makes it interesting.
Yes,
yeah.
But just to
oh, okay.
write my name because that was the email address. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
It's okay. But please, I need to ask you a question before you go further.
Larry, that's one of our leadership council members.
Alberto.
Oh, okay. Is the email that I saw.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. Oh, Alberto Sanchez.
Hello, how are you, everybody? Can you see me?
Yeah, we'll see you.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you.
It's nice to be with you. It's was a long time that I haven't been in each webinar. The main reason was a private reason concerning the health of my wife. That was the main reason why I was with you the last few months. Okay.
I hope she's feeling better, right?
Yes, thank you very much, and that gives me again that I'm strong enough to be with you again.
Great to have you back.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too. Please, what can I do for you?
Thank you. Okay. Yes, just to hang in there with us, and that would be.
Do you want me to say something?
It's okay if you have something to say. I mean, the guest only, because
For the
it's a guest webinar.
Molly.
Yeah.
In general,
Tell them something.
Okay, in general, I've listened to Landry, to you, Charles, and also to Red, and last few words, if I'm not wrong, Mike too. So you have said already the main vision concerning OnPassive. What I can say to you, why I am in OnPassive. It was through that I know German and English, and a friend of mine in May 2020 asked me if I can join a webinar to see what's going on, and I didn't knew what's going on because it was something new for me. So I joined. I assist the webinar. The first time I say okay, and then twice again, and after it I say what I have to do to become a Go founder. He said you just have to register, and how much I have to pay. He said true, $97. Yes. Okay. Is it possible 3,000 euros? It's around $3,500. And he said, it's not necessary, Alberto. With $97, it's enough. With that, you will have assure your future income for all your life. And also afterwards, when you are not any longer between us, then you can give, and you can pass it to your kids, to your wife, or anyone do you want. And then I thought, it's the first company who say to me, you don't need to pay more than that what we ask you. That is something for me, but I want to try to explain you that is serious. This is a company which shows that it's a serious company. The vision of Ash is serious. The way he explained us this type of business is serious. And if you still think that it's too late, that OnPassive is not already on the market. No, once OnPassive is ready to start, then Mufare will say, let's go on, not before. On the other side, if you build a building, normally a building maybe takes 2 years, but suddenly step by step, the building takes 3 years, 4 years to build. And the same happens with OnPassive. That is nothing new for us, unless for the people already in the business, the commercial business. And in this case, I have to say, I'm right from the beginning on, I was trusting in OnPassive, in Mr. Ash Mufare, not also him. You see at this moment, 4 people beside me. Those people, I don't know exactly what they did in the past, but surely they are good business people. And if they joined OnPassive and they're still in OnPassive after 3 years' time, that means that this goes on. It is a series, and I'll say it again, it's a serious business. I've never seen a business like this. You know that we don't have to recruit people. We don't have to sell any stuff. Nothing else. Just what we have to do is to join and believe and trust in this business. You will never get offered something similar like OnPassive. Never. That is something what I would like to share with you. Think about it. You have all the weekend, and on Monday go to the person who has invited you. No, better not Monday. Still today, because maybe on Monday it's too late. I'm joking, but
Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you.
Maro, are you there? Can you unmute yourself, Maro? I'm asking you to unmute yourself. And simultaneously, I will ask Tian to unmute as well. Please unmute yourself, show your video. We're waiting for you. Okay. Tian, you're muted. Can we see your video if possible? If not, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. I guess the last gentleman that spoke has answered my question. So what I was about to ask, he has absolutely answered it. Because I was about to ask, are we bringing someone in?
No.
After the registration and all that, are we going to bring someone in? So that was what I was about to ask.
But let me just say, let me add something to that, okay? You don't have to bring anybody in, right? Nobody.
Okay.
Remember we said earlier,
okay,
you don't have to recruit or sell to make money, enough money.
okay.
But listen, the person that told you about it, because they love you, right? They want you to benefit. I am pretty sure you have a few loved ones also. Because guess what? You don't share with them. When you start making that money, you're gonna have to share that money with them. So isn't it better to have them make their own money than to come to you and shortchange you? That is the reason we're sharing, that's all. But you don't have to.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. And I'm sure that you're going to be in the founders only meeting tomorrow, right?
On Monday.
On Monday. Yes.
Monday. Yeah. I love you. Monday.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maro, are you there, Maro? Please. I'm asking you to unmute yourself, Maro. Charles, you may need to help me move Tanya to attendee.
Sure, I'll do that.
Mandro, are you there? Dear guests, if you are here, you can say the leadership is waiting to hear from you. Do you have any question? Guests, any question, clarification you need? They are here. Among our guests, our presenters here, our leaders here, I can promise you there's over 100 years experience in internet, online, digital space. They are experts. So please, if you have any question, we are waiting, nobody here. Maro, please, can you unmute yourself? If you can do that, I'm waiting for you. Okay, I can see Peter. Peter, I'm bringing you to the panel right now. Maro, I may not be able to accommodate you on the, oh, it's dropped already. Okay, Peter is coming in.
I'm pretty sure most of the questions have been answered. So
yeah, sure. Not with the combination of yourself, Maddie, Michaelis, and Mr. Q and Hay.
Right. So okay, let's see.
Peter is not coming in. I'm promoting him.
The chat is open for those who may be shy, don't want to be seen or heard.
Okay, let me
write. So the chat is now open, so people can put their questions there as well.
Okay, please, if you want to drop in your question.
He came on. I saw
all right, here is. I saw him. He's here. Okay, unmute yourself. Before Peter does that, please, if you have any question and you would like to drop it in the chat room, go ahead and do so. I'll read it out. Peter, go ahead.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Very well, loud and clear.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Peter. I want to find out how all this number of people that are scattered all over the world, how can they be the founders of that company? And when the dividends starts coming in, how are they going to enjoy the dividends? Did you understand me?
Very well, we understand you. Just hold on. One of the leaders will attend to your question.
Yeah.
Does someone want to take that question?
You want me to reframe
I can start it off, and then I know you guys can come in and add to it. You're wondering how all the founding members of OnPassive can actually make money with OnPassive.
Yes, because it's going to run to thousands of founders.
Millions.
Yeah, let me answer. You have to understand the magnitude of OnPassive. When you think about OnPassive, they will launch as a unicorn company. That's a company that has a value of over $1 billion. And their first year, they'll probably bring in 100 million customers. Now with OnPassive, the way we get paid is through the customers. As customers come in, they land in our organization. And as a customer lands in your organization, you get a certain percentage of the money they spend on the products. And when you're talking about 100 million customers coming in year one, and the way OnPassive is structured, it's very easy to see how each and every founder coming in is going to do very, very well with OnPassive. And that's just the first year. Believe me, our market, as Charles talked about, is about 5 billion people in the world. So our market is massive. And because of OnPassive, because the products are superior, because of what they've done, because of the way they've structured it, believe me, all the founders are going to do very, very well. That help you at all, Peter?
I'll just add to that as well, Peter, for you as well. Think of it this way. Mike's just mentioned that within our first year, there's going to be 100 million customers coming in and using one of our digital products and services, which we will be getting as founders a commission from. At the moment, there is 919,000 founders in OnPassive. So you are going to be less than 1% of that total amount of number of people who will be using one of the OnPassive products and services, which basically in real terms means that the other 99% of people are above you, and they will be paying a commission to you and the rest of the foundership. Remember, right now, right at this moment in time, we are looking for founders to help us on this journey to bring this company to the world for the customers. And in return, our CEO and founder has said, as you are going to be a founder, I will reward you for having that faith and that vision of being a founder of OnPassive, and we will give you a commission from the customers. This is after global launch, buying the products and services of OnPassive. That is the payoff, right? We are inviting founders to join us on this journey to help found OnPassive as a company. In return, you will get a small slice of that cake, which the customers will be paying to use the products.
Okay, that
Peter, are you okay? Hello, Peter.
Hello?
Peter, are you okay? Peter, are you okay?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I'm driving, but I can hear you. I can understand what you were trying to explain.
Okay, so that means you're satisfied, right? That means you're satisfied. Okay. Go ahead.
Hello? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
One of the things that I come on.
You must be in a bad area, so sorry we can't hear you. You must be traversing a very bad area.
Peter, we cannot hear you. Your network or bandwidth is very bad. We cannot hear you. Hello, Peter.
Hello?
Can you try and ask your question right now? It's a bit clear.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think just come on board
now.
Peter. Your questions will be answered. Just come on board, okay? So
are you hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead. Try again.
You can keep it next time. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Try again. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Just the simple question is, how can we believe that this thing is a genuine project?
Okay, Peter. I told you from the beginning, I don't know if you were here.
Telling us truly to list.
Okay. I told you guys, okay, Red was going to take that. Red, go ahead.
Yeah, do you know something? I love it when people say to me, how do we know this is legal and it's legitimate and everything we've said is the truth? Well, quite frankly, if you do not believe us, that's absolutely fine. We are not twisting your arm to come on in. We are not forcing anybody to join us. But all I can say is there's 919,000 other people who do believe what we are saying and do believe in this project of OnPassive and what it can do for us. Remember, guys, that you can pay with a Visa or MasterCard. That comes with the Visa and MasterCard guarantee. Also, the founder's position, the $97, also comes with the company a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can physically stick your toe in the water, have a look. If it's not for you, get your money back, and everybody parts as friends. We are not here to twist people's arms. We are not here to try and make people join us, because quite frankly, we don't need people to join us as founders. What we want is for people to come on in, knowing that this is a $97, okay? I'm not saying a risk, because it's not, because I've just told you get your money back. But what I'm trying to say here is for $97, you can come on in, you can have a look. And if it's not for you, then you can get your money back. So as far as legitimacy is concerned, there is information on the internet of the legalities of OnPassive. You can go and search for it and you will find it. It is not up to us to prove to anybody, because quite frankly, even if we did prove to you the legitimacy of it, would you believe us if we showed you anyway? So it goes by the by on both sides. You can prove to people so many times with the legitimacy of it and they wouldn't believe you anyway. So we are after visionaries. We're after people who want to make a change to their lives. We are giving you the platform. We are giving you the opportunity to come on in and have a look at this. And if it is for you, and we sincerely hope it is, by the way, guys, because I caught the vision 3 years ago and I am so excited about what is coming. If you don't believe us, if you don't like what we are saying, then say again.
He said he's satisfied with the explanation, so that's good.
Cool. Well, we sincerely hope you come on in.
All right. Thank you, Peter.
See you on the inside, Peter.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Charles, there are quite a few questions in the chat room. Let me quickly go through them.
Okay.
Okay. I have a prophetess Joyce Ohihuare who says, what exactly are the products? Prophetess, before I hand this over to the leaders, I want to let you know that they are called digital products. And if the answer I will give to you, we answer Oyesanu and family. Says, is any website available? Yes. www.onpassive.com. www.onpassive.com. You will see information about the company. You see the product, digital products. Leaders, can you add anything to it here?
Well, it's apparent that that person was not in the beginning, because when I do my presentation, I spend a lot of time on products. Okay. So I think that person can send email to Maddie's going to put the email there so that they can send a request, and then Maddie can send them the recording so that they can go back, listen to it. They can go to the website, like you said, get more information, and that will be it.
Okay, let's see if no hands is up. Let me see if I have any other question. Please, Ozzy, please, this is a guest webinar. And we are told the founders should come on Monday for founders webinar. So I don't know if you're a guest or a founder, but you said, when is the soft launch coming up? And when are we expected to pay the other $200?
Well, there must be a founder, because we didn't mention soft launch today.
He has apologized.
So
he just sent a mail. He just apologized.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, Rashid.
Excuse me, Larry. If you have
All right.
listened before, I've mentioned that we will start once Ash will give us the information and not before, concerning the soft launch and the hard launch. Okay?
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Another question goes.
Don't worry about that one from Rashid. That's a founder.
Rashid, please, let's see you on Monday, please. So at this point, dear leaders, I think we've done enough justice today. Only if you have any chance to say, no question, no hands up. And I think it's been pretty well.
Thank you. Let me reiterate before we close that those of you who are founders, Monday is your day. Those of you who are guests and soon to be founders, just do so before Monday, 2 p.m. and you can join us and we'll answer all your questions. The roundtable discussion will give you updates where we are, okay, where we are in the launching process, because it is a process and we're very, very close. And we'll also discuss the comments, the questions about anything in regards to OnPassive, okay? And having said that, I think we're done for the day. Great.
Sure. Monday is going to be a blast with what happened last week.
Yes.
Nobody is going to miss it.
All right, guys. See you all. Have a great weekend. I'm
You
about
too.
to hop
Thank you
onto some
for
other
joining.
webinars, right?
Sanchez, Michaelis,
Bye-bye.
Red.
Bye.
Yes, bye-bye.
See you soon.
Yes.